Hey everyone, so as you can see, we are back in Orlando, and I'm gonna give everybody a little heart attack right now. We are not at the Waldorf Astoria Orlando.
We are not. So our usual place we like to go to was booked the first few days of our trip. So we are actually staying at the JW Marriott, which is a part of a Marriott property. So just to let you know, this is going to be a standard room. It's not our expansive setup that we typically have at Waldorf. But it was free with the points I used through my Marriott Bonvoy account. So here we go. Let's look at this room.
So we are in room 923, and we go on in. And right off the bat, right to your left, you got this little nook, nice little place for you to put down, your room key or your phone or your bag. It's interesting because not only do you have your light switch right when you come in, but you've also got tons of outlets. And they've even got like USB ports in here, which is really nice. Little piece of artwork. Moving along the line, we've got the closet here, and what I thought was interesting, this is kind of where you're going to find all of your necessities. They've got, the extra pillow and the blanket up here. You've got your ironing board, a decent amount of hanging space for your clothes, lots of hangers, and you've got a robe, and then you've got your hair dryer, a safe, and then a couple little drawers here for you to unpack. Steve was mentioning, it kind of reminds us of the little closets they have in the Coronado Springs Resort. Again, moving down the line, we've got this little coffee station, and we don't have an espresso machine, but we have an Illy brand machine. I've never used one of these before, so this should be interesting, but it looks like they've given us little classic coffees and some to-go cups. Oh my gosh, Caleb would love this. They gave us some little Biscoff cookies. I'm having a moment. Caleb would die if he knew that there was Biscoff cookies here in the room. That is his favorite thing on the airplane. We can't do if they don't have Biscoff cookies, head for the hills. But down below, we've got a little fridge, so that's nice if you've got some drinks you want to keep cool, or if you've got some leftovers you're going to bring home from dinner. We've got this little seating area here, which leads us right into the main living space. As you can see, it's, this is a very modest room, as Steve mentioned, but, hey, it was free. We got it with points. We love it. I really do like the design style. It's very fresh. It's very inviting, very clean looking, which I like a lot. We've got some floating nightstands here. And one thing I wanted to point out also, at the nightstands, they have, again, lots and lots of places for you to plug in your devices. We've got at least 2 USBs here, a plug, and they even have some extra USBs to charge your phone here on this alarm clock. But as you can see, we've got twin floating nightstands flanking this very, very nice, crisp, clean looking king size bed. Looks very inviting. The other thing also, the light switches on the back, they control not only the lights above the nightstands, but this headboard as well. So you can definitely create some ambiance, or if you just want just a little bit of light, they got you covered. Here we've got a little sitting area. I was actually joking with Steve. I'm like, there's no way this pulls out because it would crash right into the bed. It does not. It is what it is. It's just a nice little seating area. But they've got this little table here, which is where you're going to find your ice bucket. They've got some bottled waters and some glassware here. Out the window, I haven't even looked at our view. What is our view? Okay, nobody wants to see this, right? But hey, it is a fact of life. But as you can see, I see Disney Springs over there, because I can see that little area where, I'm pointing at it in my eye, but on the viewfinder, right there, that's where they do like that Cirque du Soleil show, I think. But yeah, this is what we're looking at. Not bad, right? Not bad. Here we've got a full-size dressing mirror, which is always nice to have in a hotel room. I do like this. They've got this little table here. It looks like a really, really great workstation. Steve is actually going to be doing a lot of work while we're here on this kind of like a Disney/business trip. So this will come in really handy, but it's also really great if you're going to have some in-room dining. Let's see, is there a drawer here? It looked like there was a drawer here. There isn't. But there is a drawer here on this side. But that is our room. I think this is a really nice space. It's nice and cozy. Again, I can't get over the fact that like I said, it feels very fresh. It feels very clean. So I like that a lot. So with that, let's hit up the last room, which is the bathroom. I think this is everybody's favorite room in a hotel. And as you can see, they've really utilized the space very, very nicely. At least I think so. But here we've got a nice soaking tub. And then we've got this single vanity, but as you can see, they're very generous with the countertop space. So that comes in, that's really nice. That comes in handy. They've got this backlit mirror here. And then just to the right of that is the actual shower. And one thing I was, okay, so it opens this way. Don't pull on the door. But I don't know if it shows up on camera very well, but this is actually a very nice sized shower. I almost think this shower is bigger than the one that's usually in our room at the Waldorf. But it looks very, very nice. As you can see, they've got a handheld, they've got a traditional style shower head. And then in here, you know me, I always like to check out the brands that they're using. This is called Aromatherapy Associates London, and we've got some shampoo, conditioner, and body cleanser. And then next to the shower, we've got another robe hanging here, but then in this little space, they've enclosed the commode, which is really nice. You get some of that added privacy for this bathroom.
So as you see, I think this is a great hotel room, especially for us. I don't think we mentioned that Caleb's not with us on this trip.
Oh, right, yeah,
so
he's not.
It is a little bit tight if we were to have Caleb, but
for sure.
For us, I think it works just well.
Yeah.
We're actually going to get freshened up. We actually just landed here an hour and a half ago, but we're going to get freshened up and go downstairs. We're going to check out the signature restaurant downstairs called Sear and Sea. So I know Mike's excited about that.
Yeah.
Let's try that out.
Okay, so here we are at Sear and Sea Woodfire Grill. As Steve mentioned, this is JW Marriott's signature dining restaurant. I'm really excited because it smells so good in here. We are waiting to check in for our reservation, but right out front, they do have a menu posted here. And if you can see, it looks like they've got some really nice salads. The appetizers look really yummy. I love the idea of some artisanal bread, a lobster bisque.
So we did just sit down. It's a pretty lively restaurant, so the noise level is a little bit high. We're kind of in this secluded enclave over here, but everything looks beautiful. We saw some amazing decanters on the way in here, and then this is the menu. It looks pretty involved, so we're going to digest this and see what we're actually going to order next.
As Steve mentioned, this is their menu. It's kind of like on this clipboard thing here, but you flip this up, and the first thing we see are some cocktails. Here is a quick look at their cocktails. I think Steve is going to be doing this dressed in smoke here, and then I think I'm going to do the raspberry beret. But then when you flip the next page, we've got our appetizers here. We kind of got to see a quick little glimpse outside on the menu, but they've also got some salad, some a la carte chilled shellfish. And then when we flip again, we've got the meat of the restaurant. We've got from the Woodfire Grill and from the sea. And as you can see, they've got various types of cuts of steak. They've got a variety of sauces and accompaniments. They've got some signature dishes and a good amount of vegetables and sides as well. Okay, to start, we've got here the artisanal bread. This is served with a black garlic butter and a goat cheese butter. When it came out, the rosemary was actually ignited and it had some smoke going on. It smells really, really good. Okay, I'm guessing you saw on my face immediately when I took that bite. It is so good. I think I got the black garlic butter first, but it kind of has, when I first bit into it, it kind of had that feeling of like Thanksgiving. Just those really warm, comforting foods. The bread is so nice because it's very tender and soft on the inside, but it's got a nice crusting around it, and that black garlic butter, perfect.
Okay, so you saw the amazing presentation of my cocktail. It's called the Dressed in Smoke. It's presented in a smoke box that they open table side. This has Old Forester 1920, Guyano Aperitivo, Mata Tinto Vermouth, orange oil, and of course the smoke that you saw. It is a very smoky cocktail, as you would expect based off of the definition and what's included on that and the presentation. But you definitely get that nice little hint of a nice, smooth, like Manhattan finish on this. It's absolutely delicious.
And for my cocktail, I got the Rosemary Beret. This is aviation gin, torched rosemary, raspberry, lemon, and something called aquafaba. I really like this. It's very light and refreshing. As I mentioned, I don't know what aquafaba is,
but I do. So I didn't want to interrupt Mike because when he was describing it, but aquafaba is a egg white substitute that you put in cocktails to give it that nice little froth and foam. It's made of chickpea juice. So the water that resides in chickpeas. So there you go.
Interesting. Okay, now that you said that, like egg whites, like it's a substitute for egg whites?
Yeah, so it should give it like a velvetyness to it.
Yes, it does, but it's not like off-putting. Like I don't like egg whites in my cocktails. Yeah, I like this. All right, something I was not expecting is what we got, a little amuse-bouche, and he said it was an heirloom tomato with whipped feta.
Fennel.
Oh, fennel. Oh, I'm letting Steve talk.
All right, so what we have here is heirloom tomato with whipped fennel, almonds, and balsamic pearls. So it should be a nice little palate cleanser. You know how I feel about tomatoes. I'm still going to try this because that's the way the chef wants us to start this meal. So here we go.
It was good. I liked it.
Wow. I like heirloom tomatoes, apparently. Who knew?
I liked all that, like, it's got a very syrupy balsamic glaze to
That
it.
definitely helps. It tastes a little bit like a, give me a second. It tastes a little bit like a caprese salad.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Our starter has shown up. This is the S&S Wedge, bacon lardon, tiny heirloom tomato, chives, blue cheese, and cured egg yolk.
So it's always a good sign when we put down the camera and just enjoy the meal, right?
Oh my gosh, is this so good?
It's delicious.
I was gonna say it's got a very generous amount of lettuce, and it's so good. It's nice and crisp. It's cold. The bacon lardons are the perfect size to give you that like little burst of flavor with each bite. I love it.
It's a perfectly balanced salad. Not too much of
really
anything.
is.
Everything just kind of marries very well on the plate.
Yeah, this is like my new. I also feel that you see that wedge salad on a lot of menus, but not every restaurant can execute it.
You are absolutely
You'd be
correct.
surprised,
Yes.
but this is perfect.
Okay, so we have a surprise appetizer here. So our steaks are taking a little bit longer. So I would imagine the manager came over and offered up something to help extend our dining experience. So here we are. So this is their signature appetizer. This was something I was actually considering ordering as my entree, so I'm very excited about that. All right, so I'm going to dig into this because Mike's a little scared.
This wouldn't have been my first choice.
I know, but you've had like calamari and stuff like that.
I know.
So
But it doesn't look like this.
I know, it doesn't look like straight off the Kraken, but I'm sure it tastes good.
When she was describing it, I thought she said there was sausage in it, but she said sausage.
Sauces. So he's immediately turned off by it.
Well, I was like, I'll eat the sausage. That's fine.
All right, so I'm going to dig in, and we'll see if I can talk Mike into trying something.
Okay. All right, Steve is going to dig in. How does it feel, like right off the bat, texture-wise? Does it feel like? Oh. Voiceover Mike jumping in so I can explain what happened right there. We took too long goofing on the octopus, and so our steaks came right up. It was kind of funny because the manager had come over, explain that there was a delay. There was no delay. We were having a fantastic night, but we didn't get a chance to review the octopus. That review will come a little bit later in this video. Just wanted to give you some context because we're going to jump right into dinner here. But as you can see, we had a table full of food. This was a fantastic night. Now let's dive into the reviews. Dinner has arrived, and I got the 8-ounce filet mignon. I had this cooked medium rare. It looks very, very good. And I almost forgot to mention, I did do the 2 sauces for $12. I went with the green peppercorn here and a red wine sauce as well.
And for my entree, I did the 8-ounce filet mignon as well, but I actually got an accompaniment for mine, and I went Oscar style. So this has some lump crab meat on it, a béarnaise sauce, and I believe there's going to be some asparagus in there as traditional Oscar style dictates. Very excited about trying this. I figured why not do kind of a surf and turf kind of a mix here because we are at Sear and Sea after all.
For our sides, we went with the Brussels sprouts. This is served with honey miso glaze, furikake, and bonita flakes. And then I wanted to make my entree a steak frites, so I went ahead and ordered the truffle fries, and this is served with some Parmesan cheese. Looks awesome. Okay, and they just keep bringing the food over.
They do. So we're fans.
We're having a big night here.
Yes. So they just delivered, and Mike will show you here in a second, but they just delivered a Wagyu steak tartare. So I'm a fan of this. Mike, I think you're gonna enjoy it.
I think I will, yeah.
Yes, so we'll definitely try it, but it was delivered with a quail egg reduction on top and with a lavash on the side, so it looks pretty tasty. I think we have a lot of good offerings in front of us to make us very happy about our Sear and See experience here. So Mike, obviously we have a lot of food on our table,
We have so much.
I want to focus on the things that we ordered first to see what we thought about those,
Yeah.
and then we can talk about the additional enhancements that we received.
Okay, so as I mentioned, I ordered the filet mignon. It's cooked perfectly. It's very, very delicious. And I don't know if I showed it in the footage yet, but a gentleman came by and he ground like fresh ground pepper on this.
Yeah.
I forget what kind of pepper it was, but then he also put some like Himalayan sea salt.
Yeah, so he used a like a microplane or something like that
Yeah.
to be able to actually put some fresh sea salt right on top.
Right, which is a really, really nice touch. It adds a little bit of like a crunch, maybe a little tiny bit of texture to
Yeah.
each bite. But like I said, my steak is cooked perfectly. It's got a lot of good flavor, nice and juicy. I love it. I will say I don't think it necessarily needs the sauces. We got, as I mentioned, the red wine reduction and the green peppercorn. Both are like okay in my opinion. I think the steak can shine on its own just fine.
That's great.
So, and like I said, I kind of made like a steak frites with this. So I ordered the Parmesan truffle fries. Those are a home run. The little dip that it comes with is perfect. I'm very happy.
And Mike, what'd you think about the octopus?
I did not have the octopus.
Not yet. Are you gonna try it?
I will have a bite. I'll have a small little bite.
Okay,
I
I'll
will
prepare
try
it.
it. Because you said the flavor was really good.
Flavor's good. It's just a
Okay.
texture thing. It's a texture
Okay.
thing. Okay, so just to let you know, this is the octopus. I made sure I cut a small piece that doesn't have any suckers on it, so that makes Mike happy. And it's also served with a sauce and then house-prepared potato chips. So this should be the perfect bite to try this out.
Okay. You ready?
I'm ready. Are you?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Oh, it's just chewy. Get through it. The flavor's good. It's got a lot of chew.
Yeah. Okay. Let me tell you this. Don't you hate it? Like, it's octopus. It's octopus, right?
Yeah.
If they don't give it the name of calamari. It's octopus. And like, I'm trying to like. It's kind of like if someone tells you don't think about octopus. The second you put it in your mouth, like, every image of an octopus you have comes to mind. Yeah, the texture is not my thing at all. I know you said you warned me. You gave me a heads up about it. It's got some texture. It's got some chew to it.
But what about the flavor?
The flavor is fine, but I feel like you can get that flavor on literally anything else without that texture.
Okay, so if you have a thing with texture, let's not do that. That's my thing with tomatoes. I don't like the juicy texture of it. So
Okay.
each person their own, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would say it's got a good flavor, but like it is an octopus. So
It looks like an octopus. It looks like Ursula met her end here, unfortunately. So just prepare. So in regards to the steak tartare, I know Mike mentioned everything that's inside it. It's a Wagyu tartare and it's decadent. It goes back into Mike's comment about the octopus is it's somewhat of a texture thing. So it's very much like a pate with that nice lavash that's served with it. I think it's a great mouthfeel. I think the flavor's really good. But those that are concerned about texture, like a pate, you might be a little bit hung up on that. I happen to enjoy it.
And our dinner at Sear and See has come to an end. We're gonna find this like little quiet area so we can like debrief, discuss. So what did you think?
The food was phenomenal.
Yeah, I liked it a
So
lot.
what we ordered was amazing. What they offered as enhancements in addition to that was also good. I know, again, Mike wasn't a huge fan of seeing a live creature on the table.
It was not a live creature.
No, but that, you know what I mean. When it looks like it actually looks in the wild, you
Yeah,
don't like that, right?
right.
So
That's true.
So, but in general, I enjoyed the food. I thought it was really great. The service and hospitality was fantastic. The way that they treated us when our steak was a little bit delayed was amazing. We'll definitely come back because of that treatment. Not to mention the food was also very good on top of that.
Right. Yeah, I thought everything was fantastic. As you know, like Steve is definitely more like the adventurous one. I am definitely more like the meat and potatoes kind of person. So when, like as I mentioned already, my steak was cooked perfectly. It was very delicious. I loved that I paired it with those truffle fries. I was very happy.
The
Yeah.
sauce was good as well. Even though you didn't need the sauce, it was also decent to have that as well. So I think it's perfect for any family that wants to come here and have a nice dinner away from the parks.
For sure. There's something for everyone.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for us today. We did a room tour. We did Sear and Sea. This is our first night in Orlando, so there's going to be plenty more to come. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And from our magic family to yours, enjoy.